What's up, everybody? This is the Growing Up Italian podcast, and today we have Elyse Delucci. How you doing? Did I pronounce your name right?
Yeah, hold on. I'm just shutting up the volume on my phone because they just want to talk all day long. It's Delucci, but yes, you're right. You're similar. It's fine. You're good. At least
So,
Delucci.
I will say you did not disappoint. You put on the big hoops for this podcast. You clearly live up to what you're showing on social media.
Well, you know what? It's just the real deal over here. And working from home all day long, it's exhausting. You have to do something to feel glamorous when you're around your house.
Yeah, you got to show off, or even if you want to do a quick selfie video, you're ready.
That's right.
You don't need an hour to get ready to do a video or something.
That's right. I'm working and I'm TikToking all day long.
TikToking is a full-time job.
You know what? I don't know. I think it depends. I think it depends on how you're doing it. I think it depends on what's your thing. I don't have a big setup. I just take my phone and I'm just doing it because I'm walking around. I'm thinking about something and I just post a video. I don't put much into the production, and that's okay because I think that there's a good, real, raw quality about it, and then they do well.
So, for anybody that doesn't know who Elyse is, I saw her the first time on my friend Nico's New York accent challenge, and I always look on TikTok sometimes for content. Not that I look specifically, like today I'm going to find a video, but when I see something I like, I'll save it and, cue it in to Growing Up Italian. So I saw a bunch of your videos. I was like, oh, I remember when she was on Nico's accent challenge. And the video that stood out to me was the garlic video where you're like, I just found out my boyfriend doesn't eat garlic. How's this possible? And when we posted it, the first thing people said was wow, this is like Drea Di Matteo, but real. And I was like, no, it's, I said, Franny, what's her name? Hold on.
Fran Drescher.
Fran Drescher meets Marissa Tomei.
Yeah.
So, do you get that, a lot? That people are like, where are you from? Why are you so loud?
No, I'm kidding all the time. First of all, let's just back up for a second. That New York accent contest was such a fun surprise. It was the height of the pandemic pandemonium. It was in April, and all of a sudden, this guy, New York Nico, whatever his name is, he reaches out to me and he's like, oh, I hear you're a comic, I hear you have a crazy voice, can you be in this accent? And I'm just like, yeah, whatever, just throw me in there. I didn't know it was gonna wind up being in the New York Times. I didn't know anything, so it wound up being so fun.
So Nico reached out to you?
Yeah. He reached out.
You're like a local celebrity, because I know when he first started this contest, he had a hand select few people he wanted to do it, So the fact he asked you is amazing. I thought you just saw it and you're like, okay, I'll be good for this.
I think I don't really remember, some people had told me about it, but please, the whole world was shut down. I couldn't get mail. I couldn't do my laundry. I wasn't paying attention to an accent competition that was going on. The world was falling apart. So, but no, then he reached out to me. I think he in my DM or something, but it wound up being so fun. But yes, to your point of, do I get Fran Drescher, Marissa Tomei, yeah, all the time. Of course, when I was young, I was I don't know, maybe 13, and somebody came over to me and was I'll never forget. I was wearing a black fitted turtleneck, a cow print furry skirt, black tights, and black shoes. And someone came over to me you like the nanny, and I didn't even know what that was. I just didn't know. And I had a really much more nasal voice when I was younger, and so I just followed me my whole entire life. And and now here I am, and it's never going away. But she has a great career, so I'm not complaining.
Tell me a little bit about your stand-up. If someone comes see you live, what could they expect to see? What kind of jokes are you telling? Are you telling about your life, or about your experiences? What exactly could they expect when they come to the show?
I think when I first started stand-up, I was going out just doing jokes, just telling one-liners. And I'm no Rodney Dangerfield or anything like that. I just think I was just trying jokes. And then what I realized was, it was I realized that people were asking me, what was my deal? Where was I from? Where did I grow up? So then I changed my set to be more, personal. I don't want to say storytelling, but, basically if you come see me live, when I'm all over all the clubs in Manhattan, but when they open again, they're all closed. But you'll hear me talk about obviously address my voice right up at the top because that's always a thing. And,
So, wait, so you start off like, so everybody, just so you know, my voice is a little crazy. So,
well, no, I mean, you get on the mic. Listen, you get called up on stage, you get on the mic, and you're like, "Hi, how are you? How you doing?" And people are like, "What the heck is going on right now?" So I'm like, "Yeah, of course, this is my real voice. Like, you think I make this thing up? Like, I was abused my whole life for this. You think I?" So no, I mean, that's like kind of how I open. But I just talk about, I talk about my life. I talk about, I have 2 daughters. I'm a single mother. I live in the city. I was married to a British guy. And, I just go through it. I talk about being divorced,
well,
what it's like
let me
having.
just, not to cut you off, but you being married to a British guy, that is literally like one extreme to another. Like,
Yeah, well, you
you
should
guys
see what it's like
communicate like with writing stuff down or something. Like,
you should see what it's like when I go into Target. I mean, literally, I go into Target. I'm in aisle 7 with my 2 British girls with British accents. People think I'm the nanny. They think I'm stealing stuff, including them. Like, how many times I tell the manager, like, I'm their mother. Like, here's my ID. Here's their insurance card. Same last name. No, I mean, so that in comedy, juxtaposition is always like the best thing. People always are looking for the surprise. So that just happens to be, my real life and my real story. So people seem to like to hear about it,
did you do a British accent?
I could do my daughter. I mean, not for myself, but I could do my daughters. They're like, "Mommy, we would like a crumpet for breakfast." I mean,
Oh,
like,
really?
but I can't like do it if you were asking me, like, do you want to go to the mall? It would never be able to, I could never do that.
They really say crumpet though?
Yeah, they're really cute. So like, it's funny because people are like, how on earth do you have, a heavy New York accent? You're from New York, you live here. How did they pick up their father's accent? And I really don't know the answer to that. People say that children pick up the more dominant voice, and I think maybe in New York, my voice is sort of like a lot of people's voices, kind of, and his more stuck out. And then we have a babysitter, and she has an accent too. So they say these little words funny. They say, instead of saying pants, they say trousers. Instead of
Oh
saying,
my God,
yeah,
that's crazy.
instead of saying oatmeal, they'll say porridge, and it's just ridiculous. Instead of saying the garbage can, they'll say rubbish, and sometimes I'm like, who are you?
Those are words you'll never hear though.
No, never. Like they'll be like, oh, mommy, it's cold outside. Can you make me some porridge? And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm not.
That's classic.
Yeah. Well, we're just a regular family, and we live, me and my 2 daughters, we live in Manhattan, and it's funny because, like I said, I mean, I'm like the poor schlepper mother, and I always wear leopard, exhibit A, and, and like, and I dress them, and I dress them cute in their little proper clothes. Cause little kids just look cute in little fancy clothes.
Like little dolls.
Yeah. Like little dolls. So, it's great. This is what my life is like, a circus.
When I saw another video I really liked of yours, because I'm in the deli business.
Yeah.
Is when you were talking about olive loaf, like trying that when you go to a deli, like automatically you should be able to get a free slice. And I was hysterically laughing because like times have changed, like especially now during COVID. Like imagine asking for a sample of a slice of boar's head ham, like it's not happening,
No, and you know what? Like, I have a lot to say on this topic. Okay, so first of all, being married to somebody British for 7 years, listen, it was great in a lot of ways, and then of course sometimes things don't work out and they don't work out. But one of the things I missed was that I didn't have that connection with my significant other, with the culture, right? So like, I would talk about like, oh, getting like I want my roast beef thin like a tissue paper. He would be like, what are you talking about? Like, he didn't get it. So now I have a boyfriend, and he's Italian. And so I go to this supermarket called La Bella. It's in Brooklyn, and there's one in Staten Island.
Yeah.
And I like the way they do the cold cuts there. And so one day I was going there, and he's like, yo, babe, like, pick me some olive loaf up. And I was like, olive loaf? Like, I haven't had that. Like, last time I had that was like on ones of bread with mayonnaise. And I was like, 5. And so I got it, and it's so nice. So now I'm always on the deli line, because now it's just not me eating all this sodium-filled stuff. It's him too. And I realized that, like, I really want a sample. So, but because I live in the city, there's no Labellas in the city. There's no Italian supermarkets here. So sometimes I go to Whole Foods. So here I am at Whole Foods on the line. I don't know what the hell I was ordering, but I was like, can I get a slice? And they were like, yeah, like, we don't do slices here. You're getting none of that. Nowhere. Like, not here. And it just is like that funny thing of like, even though we're all from New York and we're born and raised here, and I'm born in Brooklyn and raised in Staten Island, but even though I just live, in Manhattan, just a few miles away, it's like a whole nother universe. The whole idea of people cutting, doing the bologna and giving you a little thing. It's like you ask somebody for $20. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, because that little slice costs like 75 cents, you know?
Less. Come on, it has to cost less. Like one slice. Come on. I feel like it's a penny.
Well, maybe because you get super thin, like 60 cents.
Honestly,
We gotta test it out.
I don't know about your mother, because I know that your family was born, your parents were born in Italy, right? But
Yeah.
my parents were born here, and like, listen, if you grew up sort of American or Italian American, like, one of the great joys of childhood is going to Costco during sample time. It would be like, Saturday afternoon, 2:00, your mom's like, let's go to Costco, let's have samples, And so I think that if you're gonna go to a supermarket, it's a nice try before you buy feature. And it's dead. Well, now it's really dead because of COVID, like you said, but it's terrible.
That reminds me of like when you go to the mall and they have the chicken teriyaki samples, and I like hit it 6 times. Like,
So that's the one thing, though, I don't want to do. That's the one. I think when I was younger, I used to do that, but as I got older, I stopped doing the samples in the food court, and I stopped doing the thing at the diner. They have those things like at the mints at the register. Sometimes they have it'll be in a bowl with a spoon, and I don't want any part of that.
Especially now with this stuff. I mean, I don't want to touch anything anymore.
No, well, this is just, we're just living in like a weird time now. I mean, I don't even know what things are going to be like. Forget samples. I mean, people don't even want to shake hands. I was at a show recently. It was an outdoor show in New Jersey, and just because I'm used to kissing people hello, like, on the cheek, not like a smooch, like a cheek to cheek. And I went to do that.
One of these,
Yeah, you smack them.
Now I give somebody the ear. I'm going like this. I'm gonna start headbutting people. Like,
you know what? I went to do the cheek. I went to do it, say hello to some of my fellow comics, and people were just like as if I was a leper. It's things are weird now. Things are really weird.
Things are gonna be different for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like when this was like in the height of it, I was giving people the chicken wing. I was going.
Everybody, yeah, the elbow.
People are still doing that.
They are still doing it. I
mean,
and,
go ahead. Say what you're
I would say, like, people, where I live in Manhattan, like, I live around some of the hospitals, and people were wearing the rubber gloves. Like, I was wearing rubber gloves in the beginning of this whole situation because it was just skeevy. Like, so forget elbows touching. I don't even want. I was like all like latexed up. Like, I didn't even want to go near people. And I don't know what it's going to be like now, but I don't know.
Well, now with everything going on and the weather changing, I think there's a good possibility things could pick up a little bit.
What do you mean?
Because now, like, this is the time people get sick when it gets colder.
Oh, yeah.
More sneezing, more, that's a little alarming to me.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's like really scary. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what the future is. All I know is that
the second wave.
Yeah, the second wave. But all I know is that I hope all the outdoor restaurants got heaters, okay? Because everybody wants to go, still going to want to go out to dinner. Like, I don't care if it's December 23rd, I'm going.
September 30th, they're supposed to allow 25% indoor seating. So.
Yeah, but like, but people say, like, will that also perpetuate like a second wave or something, because of.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're saying that you're going out to eat no matter what, like.
I mean, I wasn't, right? I was staying home. I cook all the time. I'm a big cook, so I cook all the time, and I stay home, and I was cooking. But then I'm bored. I'm bored. And it's like, I have a boyfriend. It's not my husband. Like, I don't have a ring from this guy. So it was like, why should I stay home and cook? Take me out. So, now we've been going out.
Go to the drive-through.
He's like, where do you want to go, Elyse? Like, where do you want to? I'm just like, anywhere. I was like, Rolling Roaster. Take me to Rolling Roaster.
That's good. That's a classic spot.
Yeah, it's open. It's open. Rolling Roaster's open. I was over there.
They're going. I was there recently because like I live in Howard Beach, so like a 15-minute drive. And like one night it was me and my friends, and we're like, let's go to Rolling Roaster. And then they like weren't let somebody in without a mask, and I was like, that's what it is though. Like you need a mask to go in anywhere, But they were super strict over there, and I was like, good for them, you know?
Well, listen, for anybody that's listening that doesn't know Roll and Roaster, it's the most delicious roast beef sandwich with cheese you'll ever have in your entire life. This is not an advertisement. I went to Clementi's on Emmons Avenue with my girlfriend Priscilla about a couple months ago. And after we were done eating at Clementi's, which is a cute like crab house over there, she's like, "You think that I should stop at Roll and Roast and get a roast beef sandwich for the ride home?" And I was just dying because like nobody in their right mind that knows Roll and Roast that drives by there and not stop to get something. It's delicious.
The corn nuggets hit crazy. The corn fritters.
I love that. No, I love it. Do you know they actually tried to open a Roll and Roast in Manhattan. It was like it's a long time ago. It was like maybe 13 years ago or something. I think they tried to open it on in the Gramercy, like, you know, Murray Hill sort of area. It bombed, but they did try. But I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I love Roll and Roaster too. It's like a classic. It's a staple, especially for that area. Like, there's nothing else going on. But so the video I posted of you with the garlic, I got so many people like, real Italians don't eat garlic. And I remember after I posted, I told you like, did you ever hear anything like this? And you're like, what?
No, I didn't hear anything like that. I think so. I lived in Italy. I lived in Rome when I was in college. I lived in Rome for 6 months. And it was so nice because I lived in an apartment building, right? Like, and with all the Italian people, and it was me and 5 other American girls, and there was five other American girls that lived downstairs with us, and everybody else in the building was Italian. And the Italian people, I feel they first of all they used garlic, but everything I felt like was kind of in moderation. I feel like Italian Americans might make a sauce and they might use 12 cloves of garlic, but like I think that Italians from Italy, they use the garlic, but I think maybe they're using like a couple of cloves in a sauce. But I never heard of Italians don't eat like real Italians don't eat garlic. I'm like, who are you? I read those comments.
I was with my parents, both my mom and dad, and they were both born in Italy. So I go, Dad, someone said that they don't use like garlic. He's like, they use garlic in everything. Even like when we pickle our own like eggplant, because like we do like this eggplant, like you cut it up, dry it, and then you put like vinegar, olive oil, and garlic. Like everything has garlic. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like,
and you know, let me tell you. And I think I read through the comments I think 1 or 2 times, and I think I saw a couple of people say like, oh, is this real? And so let me tell you something. Okay, so I'm dating this guy, right? I mean, great guy, Italian guy, and he tells me when we first met that he eats everything, and that's important to me because I'm not, you know, there are things that I don't like, but I don't want to deal with somebody's fussy nonsense. I just want to go out to dinner or make whatever. I don't have to check what you know. So anyway, you know, we're out to dinner, you know, or you know, whatever, and slowly but surely, I'm starting to find out this guy, like, he doesn't eat a lot of stuff. Like, I was like, oh, you like salami? No. Oh, you like prosciutto? No. Oh, you like eggplant? No. And then that was like, he doesn't like spicy stuff, you know, like no cayenne pepper or anything. Oh, fine. He doesn't like sushi. So then one day we're out, is, you know, when I had posted that video. And I was like, do you not like garlic? Because I think there was like some sort of focaccia bread on the table or something, and it was like garlic, you know, garlicky. And he was like, I don't want to eat it. And he's like, no, I actually don't like garlic. And I'm like, who are you? Like, I've been dating for a long time. Like, this, you mystery man.
Mystery man. No, that's hilarious. What's funny? What I thought was so funny with that was like, there was a meme I saw recently, and it was like, how are you going to travel the world but order chicken fingers everywhere you go? You saw that?
I didn't see that, but that's so funny.
I was like, yeah, you want to go everywhere, Dubai, this and that, but order chicken fingers everywhere.
Oh my God. Let me tell you something. When I lived in Italy, okay, like when my roommate, Lauren, maybe she'd listen to this, which would be hilarious. I haven't spoken to her in ages, but my roommate, Lauren, was also from Staten Island. Ironically, we didn't know each other. We just got paired up in the room together. It was the weirdest thing. But anyway, and her parents came to visit us but I was obviously her roommate, so we did everything together. So her parents came, and we went out to dinner with them all the time. Her father was screaming that he couldn't get a chicken Parmesan hero in Rome. Literally, this guy was like, "There's no chicken Parmesan hero here." It was the funniest thing. Because I didn't really realize, you know, at that time in my life, I didn't realize that, you know, like the Italians are really, they don't eat chicken Parmesan, you know, like that's not a thing.
But there are some places that make it, especially in Rome, but yeah, it's not like a big thing.
Well, this is like the equivalent of somebody going around asking for chicken nuggets. This guy's like looking for bingo halls and asking for chicken Parmesan heroes. I was like, really?
That's so funny. Yeah. Listen, we gotta link up soon. We got a lot to talk about. I'm into it. Hold on, I'm gonna end this for everybody, and then I'm just gonna ask you something. All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Check out Elise's Instagram; she's hilarious. Check out her TikTok; it's even better. She has funny clips. Elise, you want to say anything before we go?
No, I would just say that, yeah, I would say you can follow me on Instagram at Elyse Delucci. You can follow me on TikTok at Elyse Delucci. My TikTok's better than my Instagram because my Instagram has family pictures and stuff, but TikTok has lots of fun, racy videos. My website's ElyseDelucci.com. And, when the world opens up, hopefully I'll be, playing at a theater
I'll
near.
put that all in the description so people could find it easily.
Great.
All right. Thank you all.